As a family chiropractor and health coach, I talk about the impact of stress for people on a consistent basis. We often break down stress into three main categories for your body. So the first type of stress I want you to think about, and the reason I want you to think about these today is what kind of stressors do you feel for yourself? And so evaluate yourself after what you hear me share on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being horrible, too high stress, 1 being nothing at all. We talk about these three different types of stresses, evaluate where you sit, and then more importantly, start to think about what you can do to support your body to get better health. The first type of stress is obviously physical stressors. We know these are the slips and falls, the injuries. But for some people, it's not the massive injury. It's not a fall on the ski hill or off your bike or in a car accident. It's the repetitive micro movements that we have on a daily basis, which includes sitting too much, poor posture, the random slips and falls you have looking after your house. Perhaps there's a consistent movement you find yourself doing, whether you're sitting at your desk or working. Some people in the practice find that they're often turning a certain way, or they're sitting like this at their desk, or they just find that even with their sports activities, they have repetitive movements that they're doing. For some people, they never have a massive fall, but these repetitive micro stressors will absolutely affect their overall mobility, their spinal cord tension, and of course, their overall quality of life. The second type of stress we often see is emotional stress, mental stress. These are all the things that go on up here, the things that we have to deal with, the day-to-day activities, whether the emotional reactions we have to things, or just the demands of day-to-day living, the responsibilities, managing things, whether you deal with any kind of mental health concerns, or you're just dealing with the ups and downs of life. We know that any type of stress that your brain perceives will create a physiological response in your body. I don't know about you, but when I get stressed, my muscles don't feel relaxed. Your muscles get tenser. When your muscles get tense, that's also going to affect how your body moves. It's also going to increase inflammatory hormones in your body and lead to a heightened state of awareness in your body that can long-term create all kinds of health challenges, which you don't need. The third type of stress is chemical stress. And this is what it happens when we live in a modern society where there are unfortunately lots of toxic chemicals that are around us. Obviously, keep in mind if you are exposed to toxic cleaning products, skincare products, it's not so much these big, large doses of toxic chemicals, but for some people, it's the repetitive small doses of what you're using to wash your hair and clean your house and, the foods that you're eating. If there's these microchemicals in your environment, they also will affect your body. For some people, they're eating a really great diet, but they're eating the wrong foods for their body, and that also creates an inflammatory response. Stress comes in different forms. We talked about physical stress, we talked about emotional and mental stress, and we talked about chemical stresses. These all affect your body's overall performance. So again, like I said at the beginning, evaluate yourself. Where do you sit today? What's a 5 out of 5 if you have any? Where's a 1? What type of things can you do to start to support yourself a little bit differently? Why does this matter to me as a chiropractor? Because we know that any of these stressors are going to affect your spinal movement patterns. We also know they're going to affect your overall body performance. And as primary healthcare practitioners, our job is to not only adjust you clinically in our practices, but also to help you adjust your habits so that you can actually get better results from the things you do when you're not in the practice. So, if you are part of my practice, be sure to ask me your questions on one of your upcoming visits. What can you do to enhance your care? How can we build in more consistent health habits so that you'll get better results? If you're not in my practice and you also need some more support, feel free to reach out. We do lots of healthcare consultations and coaching for people who just need a little bit more direction, objectivity, and someone to show them the missing links. As primary healthcare practitioners, most chiropractors are well-versed in exercise, nutrition, stress management, supplementation, a lot of other lifestyle factors that can help you elevate your level of health. If you need a referral for someone near you, also feel free to reach out. But I hope you feel that these three stressors in your life are something that you can control, something that you can take control of, and that if you start to make different choices for yourself, your health is going to benefit. We'll see you in the next video.